The one thing that always bothered me after eating out is when you can feel food stuck in your teeth, especially if you're headed back to work or going somewhere afterwards. Sure, you can chew gum or grab a mint, but neither one actually fixes the problem. And that's what interests me about Brushee. Brushee sent these over for me to test, and as always, these are my honest thoughts. I've actually carried one of these little folding travel toothbrushes for years, but before opening this, I grabbed mine to compare them. And honestly, I hadn't opened it for a while. There was a little dry toothpaste residue inside the case. It still worked, but I wasn't exactly excited about putting it back in my mouth. That immediately made me appreciate one thing about Brushee. Every toothbrush is individually wrapped. It's one of those details I didn't think much about until I compared the two side by side. Opening a clean toothbrush every time just made more sense to me. The next thing I was curious about was whether it actually felt like brushing with a real toothbrush. I've tried travel toothbrushes before, and most of them aren't very good. This one honestly surprised me. The bristles felt much closer to a normal toothbrush than I expected. I also wasn't sure the dry toothpaste was going to work. This one though, honestly surprised me. After a few seconds, it actually started foaming like regular toothpaste. The mint flavor from the toothpaste was actually refreshing. I did notice a mild aftertaste afterward, but it wasn't enough that I'd avoid using it again. The floss was another thing I was curious about. I have pretty tight teeth, and thicker floss could actually be difficult for me to use. This one slid through much easier than I expected. After flossing, I still had one stubborn little piece of food, so I used the built-in pick. That ended up being more useful than I thought it would be. One afternoon after lunch, I used another one sitting in my car because honestly, that's where I see myself using it the most. It worked well. I've got a little bottle of water with me, which I usually do, and I would still rinse afterward. It just left my mouth feeling a little bit fresher. After using these a few times, I don't think they're trying to replace the toothbrush sitting in my bathroom. They're solving a different problem. They are for those moments after lunch, after leaving a restaurant, before walking into a meeting, during a road trip, or simply when you just want your mouth to feel clean again. After trying it, my biggest takeaway wasn't that it combines 4 tools into one. It was that everything worked a little bit better than I expected. The individually wrapped packaging solved a problem I already had. The toothbrush felt surprisingly normal, the toothpaste foamed, the floss worked well with my tight teeth, and I ended up using the pick more than I thought I would. Would I replace my regular toothbrush with this one? Not the one at home, but definitely that travel toothbrush. And I will keep a few in my car, backpack, and travel bag. I test products the way I use them in real life, so that you can see what stands out before you buy. So if you enjoy honest product reviews like this one, based on real world use instead of just reading the product listing, consider subscribing. We test products so that you can decide if they're worth your money. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.